Welcome to Howard's Opinion, the podcast where we dive into the latest and greatest in the world of sports. I'm your host, Howard, and I'm excited to share my thoughts and opinions with you today. We've got a jam-packed show lined up for you, but first, let's get started with some fascinating news from the world of college athletics. It seems like Penn State is making waves across multiple sports, folks. From hockey to volleyball, and even some exciting updates on their football team. There's no shortage of Nittany Lions news to sink our teeth into. But what really caught my eye was the upcoming debut of 17-year-old hockey sensation, Gavin McKenna. This kid is being touted as a potential #1 pick in the 2026 NHL draft, and he's already making history by joining Penn State's college hockey team. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, Howard, what's the big deal about a teenager playing college hockey? Well, my friends, McKenna's story is truly remarkable. With over 240 points in just 133 games in the WHL, this young man has already proven himself to be a force to be reckoned with on the ice. And let's not forget his impressive international credentials, including leading Canada to gold in the U19 World Championships. But McKenna's debut isn't the only exciting news coming out of Penn State. The university's volleyball team is set to take on Nebraska in a highly anticipated matchup, and their football team is gearing up for another thrilling season. And if you're a fan of women's sports, you won't want to miss the Nittany Lions' upcoming game against Arizona State. We'll be diving deeper into all of these stories and more throughout the show. But for now, let's just say that Penn State is definitely a team to watch in the coming weeks. From McKenna's highly anticipated debut to their football team's quest for victory, there's no shortage of excitement surrounding this university's athletic programs, so sit back, relax, and get ready to join the conversation. We'll be discussing all the latest sports news, sharing our opinions, and maybe even stirring up some debate. And if you've got a topic you'd like to discuss, be sure to reach out to us on social media using the hashtag Howard's Opinion. We'll be right back with more fascinating sports news on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking to you from the world of college athletics, we're diving into a fascinating story about Rutgers women's basketball head coach, Coach Washington, and a recent Media Day press conference. Tell it like it is, folks. This program has been through its ups and downs, but with Coach Washington at the helm, there's a renewed sense of optimism in the air. Now, I know what you're thinking. What about all the new faces on the team? Well, let me tell you, Coach Washington addressed that very question during her press conference. With 8 new players and several new coaches, including senior associate head coach Shannon LaBeouf, who's considered one of the best assistants in the nation, there's a lot of excitement around this revamped roster. In my humble opinion, it's clear that Coach Washington has been working tirelessly to put the pieces together. She spent most of the spring solidifying the roster through the transfer portal and recruiting top talent. And when it comes to her coaching staff, she took her time to find the right fit, ensuring that everyone is on the same page. The drama of athletic competition is all about building momentum, folks. And Rutgers' long run in the WNIT last season was a huge step in the right direction. Coach Washington emphasized how important it was for the program to get back to postseason play, and I couldn't agree more. It's that kind of success that breeds hunger and drives players to push themselves to the next level. Now, when it comes to her relationship with the new administration at Rutgers, Coach Washington had nothing but praise for President William Tate and Athletic Director Kelly Zinn. Their love for women's basketball is evident, and they're committed to making sure the program has all the resources it needs to succeed. But what really caught my attention was when Coach Washington talked about her point guards, Kayla Ivey and Lauren Swan. She's thrilled to have experienced leaders who can provide a spark to the rest of the team. And let's not forget about Antonia Bates, who's looking healthier than ever after off-season surgery on her knee. It's amazing what a difference a clean bill of health can make for an athlete. As we continue to explore the world of college athletics, it's stories like these that remind us of the importance of perseverance and dedication. Coach Washington is building something special at Rutgers, folks, and I'm excited to see how this season unfolds. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Howard's Opinion. We'll be discussing the latest developments in the world of sports, and I promise you won't want to miss it. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion. We've had a fantastic discussion so far, and I'm excited to dive into our final segment. As we wrap up today's show, I want to touch on an interesting article that caught my attention. It appears that the world of college football is heating up, with various teams and players making headlines. According to recent reports, the Miami Hurricanes are gearing up to face off against the Florida State Seminoles, which promises to be an intense matchup. Meanwhile, other teams like the Alabama Crimson Tide, Washington Huskies, and Michigan Wolverines are also preparing for their own battles on the field. What's fascinating is how these games can have a significant impact on the overall rankings and standings. For instance, the outcome of the Miami-Florida State game could potentially shake up the top spots in the ACC. Similarly, the performance of players like Dylan Raiola and Marcel Reed will be closely watched as they look to lead their teams to victory. As we look at the bigger picture, it's clear that college football is more than just a game. It's a complex web of strategies, teamwork, and individual talent. The dynamics between coaches, players, and fans all play a role in shaping the narrative of each season. Jeff Schwartz, an NFL analyst for Fox Sports, recently shared his thoughts on the upcoming games, including the Wisconsin Badgers versus Michigan Wolverines matchup. He believes that while the Badgers may not be the strongest team, they have the potential to keep the game close and potentially even pull off an upset. As we conclude today's discussion, I want to leave you with some food for thought. What does it take for a team to truly succeed in college football? Is it the talent of individual players, the coaching staff's strategy, or something more intangible? That's all for today's Howard's Opinion. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, these are some of my humble thoughts.